Woo! Jay Lethal was on the AEW Unrestricted Podcast this week, talking about all things Jay Lethal from his Ring of Honor run up to his debut in AEW. But in this particular clip, we have Jay Lethal talking with Tony Schiavone and Aubrey Edwards about his time in TNA and very specifically getting into his impressions and the impression that he did. Of course, we know Black Machismo, but the impression that he did of Ric Flair got the attention of the locker room. And when Ric Flair debuted in TNA, he needed to hear that impression. Check out this clip.
And I'm a lightweight because I don't drink that often. So just one or two is enough to make me tipsy. And that is how I found out I could do this amazing Ric Flair impression. In fact, I didn't even think it was that good until the next day I got on the bus and people are wooing and they're putting up the four fingers because we had such a great time last night. So then it became this thing where I did it all the time in the locker room. One time I see Earl, I start wooing, I strut, and he doesn't strut and he doesn't woo. I go, oh, maybe Earl's having a bad day. So as I get closer to him, I go, what's up, Earl? And he goes, you'll never believe who's coming here. And instantly my heart dropped because I knew exactly what was going to happen. Mm-hmm. Everybody was going to put me on the spot and make me do the impression for him. Finally, he's there. I get to him. I stick my hand out. I go, Rick, Jay Lethal, it's a pleasure to meet you. And he looks down on my hand and he looks up at me and he goes, let me hear it. And it's like everybody around, it's like that record scratching or that outlaw walks into the saloon.
Woo! 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 That was a dope promo, and the fact that it was all ad-libbed, and he does do such a great Nature Boy impression too. Just when he talks about how Nate would, he's like, well, let me hear it. He wants to hear the impression, and he wants to go out there, and he's like, I don't talk about my promos. I just want to get out there and fucking do it live. Jay Lethal had no idea. He'd never done a live promo on TV before. It was always pre-recorded, and he had no idea what he was going to go out there and say, and it was going to be with the Nature Boy. Nature Boy! So, what a fucking dope result, though. It's basically a meme at this point. One of the highest viewed clips, I'm sure, for Impact Wrestling in their history. It's the woo-off, man. Everybody loves a good woo-off. And, Jay Lethal, Ric Flair going at it. Lethal said he almost made Flair laugh a couple times in the ring. This is what makes professional wrestling great. And there were a lot of great moments in TNA's history, too, that kind of slide under the radar. I was listening to Matt Hardy's podcast this week. It didn't make the clips, but he had EC3 on. And they were watching a match that they did in TNA, and it was a fantastic match that they had back in that day, but TNA very much slides under the radar, and I don't know that a lot of people really were aware of this or even knew Rick was in TNA. But I can almost guarantee that just about every wrestling fan has seen the woo-off video on YouTube, so at some point in time. So great shit. Anyway, it's fun to hear the story behind these kind of things, to hear what it was like. Here's Jay Lethal just going around the locker room for weeks and months, just wooing and being the Nature Boy and fucking walking around, strutting, styling, profiling, and Ric Flair actually shows up in the company, and the very first thing he says to Lethal, before he even says hi, before he even shakes his hand, before anything, he just wants to hear the impression of Ric Flair. Great shit. Great story, and always recommend listening to the AEW Unrestricted Podcast. It's fun. They get in a lot of good questions, and Tony Schiavone, just, fucking wrestling's dad. Oh yeah, thanks for checking out the video. Yeah, don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to like it if you liked it. Yeah. You can check out full episodes each and every Sunday right here on the channel. Ooh yeah. Dig it.